Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I am nervous about the rapture.
Your stuff ready, because if we do get raptured, which I wholeheartedly believe that is going to happen, it could be pretty much any day now. We don't know. We don't know. I'm not date setting, but I wholeheartedly believe that is going to happen. If not next week, by the end of the year, most definitely.
So the rapture is going to happen this Tuesday, September 23rd. You will know by the time you wake up if you've been raptured. So if you wake up in your bed, in your home with all of your worldly possessions on Tuesday, it does mean that you were left behind.
This is from Jesus. The rapture is going to happen on September 23rd and the 24th. One of those 2 days. If you don't believe that, then you're not believing the voice of Jesus. That's from Jesus. That's from God.
Okay, so let's talk about what happened with the 23rd of September rapture predictions. Okay, there was this huge viral craze. Christians were really jumping to a lot of conclusions, right? And they were getting a little nervous about the rapture. You know, and honestly, I think it's great to be ready. I think I don't want to mock anybody. I don't want to tell anybody, you know, they were foolish for you know, trying to be ready. That I think that's what Jesus tells us to do, is to be ready. But let's just kind of start with, where did this come from? Where did this happen? Like, how did this even start? Okay, this is where it started. All right, for those of you who are wondering how this craze even started, the viral trend known as RaptureTok was sparked by a prophecy from a South African pastor, Joshua Malakala, who claimed in a September 9th, 2025 interview with Ketwins TV that he had received a divine vision indicating the rapture would occur on September 23rd or 24th, 2025. This prediction coincided with Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish Feast of Trumpets, which some Christians associate with end times events. Okay, Makalala's prophecy quickly gained traction on TikTok, leading to the creation of the hashtag RaptureTok. Users shared videos ranging from earnest preparations to humorous takes on the impending events. Some individuals even quit their jobs, sold possessions, or skipped exams in anticipation. The trend also spurred memes and jokes such as questions about whether pets would be included in the rapture. Sorry, I am so sorry.
It's terrible.
I am
to
not
laugh
trying
at this.
Yeah,
Charlie, I think it's disgusting that you would even mock people.
I am so sorry that I am finding this slightly humorous. There's a lot to unpack here. There really is, and I think so. That's kind of that's how it blew up on TikTok. And just in general, I think we know that fear is a great, it's a great driving force for content, for news, for so many different things.
Yeah.
And so you have, when people are fearful and afraid, they eat stuff like that up and things just kind of get crazy, right? So I think that's in a lot of ways why that thing went viral in the first place. I think you probably did have a lot of people that were, you know, genuinely, you know, maybe thinking, oh, Jesus is coming back. And
I was hoping he would.
I mean, yeah, I think, you know, we were definitely.
I was very skeptical.
Very skeptical. Yeah.
Very skeptical. I was hesitant to even kind of say anything too much about it.
Yeah.
To begin with. I know what scripture says, but I didn't want to say anything just yet. But now that,
like when you were hearing about all of this speculation. Yeah.
Yeah. But now that the time has passed, we can see clearly now. And I think it's clear that this guy is a false prophet.
Yeah. And we're not, sorry. We're not what are those? We don't go around calling everybody false prophets, okay? But clearly in this case,
what do you call
know?
somebody
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
who prophesied
Yeah.
something like the rapture,
That's true. It is
and
true.
then it didn't happen?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
And there
you
needs to be some accountability.
You need to be careful with these words that you are speaking, especially when you are invoking the name of Christ.
Yeah.
And speaking with that level of authority.
This is true.
And calling on that level of authority.
And look at
speaking from that level of authority.
Look at the damage you possibly just dealt. Like, think about it. Like, there's some people. I don't know. I don't know what their spiritual life is gonna look like due to that. You know what I mean?
If this was the Old Testament,
yeah. Oh my goodness.
we would be stoning this guy to death.
Okay.
He's lucky this isn't the Old Testament anymore.
Oh, man. Okay, so I want us to watch. There's this one video that this is sad. I'm sorry. To me, I think it's a little bit humorous, and I just want us to watch this. This is how some people went about this. Some people were in the forest waiting, and like I said,
Where is this happening?
I don't know where this was. This looks like it's in Africa. This was something that was posted and shared by a friend of mine, and like I said,
Look, Jesus is coming back. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe Jesus is coming soon. But no man knows the hour.
Yeah.
I don't know when he's going to return. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I just know that I have to be about the work of the Father. I have to be about the work of the Great Commission.
Yeah.
And proclaiming and preaching this gospel of the kingdom to the whole world. Because I know that then the end will come. And so I'm going to focus on that. And I'm going to make sure that I'm ready. That's all that we can do.
Exactly. It's really frustrating, actually, to because this is not the first time that this has happened.
No,
This is not. Unfortunately, people have made these predictions before. In fact, some people, you may know this.
He ought to be ashamed of himself.
No, for sure.
There needs to be a level of misleading God's people like this.
Yeah, and there needs to be accountability. Spiritual accountability, and we really, if something like this happens, you do need to apologize. You need to say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I thought, I was not correct." And
he does. He needs to repent, and he needs to
because
apologize.
again, there are people who are following you, and But it's interesting. If you go, you can pretty much go to probably any century, and you can find
someone who's predicting
somebody who's predicting the return of Christ.
Right.
And I think it's obviously we need to live ready for the return of Christ, the imminent return of Christ. But we need to not. It is dangerous to be like today. Jesus is coming back today at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah,
and in fact, this is just one example. Some of you might know, but the Seventh-day Adventist church came out of it. Actually, in a way, began because somebody tried to predict the return of Christ. William Miller was a Baptist preacher from New York, and he studied the Bible, especially Daniel 8 and 9, and he concluded that Jesus would return around 1843 or 1844. And he had tens and thousands of followers prepared for the second coming, selling possessions, leaving jobs.
Wow.
And in 1844, Christ did not return, as we all know, as predicted. And this left many followers disillusioned, and it was called the Great Disappointment. And,
how damaging is that to
exactly
people's faith?
And I just, even right now, think about like the things that are going on in our world after the Charlie Kirk assassination and the revival that is taking place. Later on, we're going to get into just the many people that are turning to Christ right now and flocking to the church. And but think about the agenda of the enemy, like in the midst of revival, because during that time, the 1830s and 40s, revival was taking place. Charles Finney, who I'm named after, was a very prominent evangelist during that time, and God was moving in a powerful and tremendous way, and all of a sudden you have something like that happen, and people are disillusioned, and they're hurt, and they start turning the opposite way. And I think that is the danger of people walking into these type of situations or trying to lead in the way that they, like this guy did with this type of prophecy. We need to stop doing this. This is foolishness, and it's just ridiculous, and it's damaging and hurtful. And again, we're in the midst of revival, and I think the enemy wants to spread lies. And yes, we need to be ready for the return of Christ.
Yeah, but I can't believe we have to even talk about this stuff.
I know.
I can't believe we even have to talk about this and tell people, no, don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't make these predictions like this.
Yeah.
You need to preach that people should be ready, that people should be prepared for the coming of Christ, because you don't know when that is going to happen.
Yeah.
No man knows.
This is something I have been reluctant to share, especially with just things going on. I recently had a dream that Jesus returned. And in the dream, I felt like he was really impressing on me that I need to be ready. And that, look, Jesus could come back. I believe he is coming soon. I really do. But it is important that we are all individually walking in the Spirit, and we're not pointing people in the wrong direction.